What's up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks, aka Kamen Rider fan freaks, coming at you today with another figure review. And today, I got a really exciting one. If you follow Godzilla fan freaks on Instagram, on Facebook, you saw that I ended up getting this guy as a Christmas gift. And how excited I am. You guys know I've been diving into the Kamen Rider stuff. I've been collecting the SH Figuarts, Kamen Rider stuff from Tamashii Nations. And you know, despite how much junk I give Tamashii Nations on their like Monster Arts line, some of their Figuarts stuff, you know, their Kamen Rider stuff is pristine. I don't know what it is about that line. I don't know who is in charge of it or who is over it, but that department is what Tamashii Nations should be as a whole. I mean, all the figures that I've gotten from Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts, that's Kamen Rider related. Some of the best paint applications, best articulation, I mean, detail-wise, they're top-notch. There is almost no cons to their Kamen Rider stuff. And I just don't understand why Tamashii Nations can't have that same type of quality throughout all of their lines, all of their departments. It just doesn't make sense to me that you have these SH Monster Arts figures and some of these other figures that cost so much, but yet here you have Kamen Rider figures that are sometimes you can find them for under $100, and the quality is some of the best you will see in an action figure like to date. It just baffles me that they're not, they just don't have that quality throughout, because it's like, why you want to pay your money and get a garbage product like the new 1972 King Ghidorah that just came out. You know, $300, and some people are getting it in hand already, and I hate to say that I told you so, but I knew that that thing was going to have quality control issues up the yin yang when it released, and people are reviewing it, and that is what they are saying. The eyes are messed up on some of the heads. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. But here we are with Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha. This is from the show Kamen Rider Amazons. It was like a mini, I don't want to say web series, but it was a mini series that was, it was available to watch on Amazon Prime for a little bit, but now they took it off. I didn't ever get a chance to watch it, so I've never seen this show, but I like the suits. I've seen some clips online. This show is definitely right up my alley with some Kamen Rider stuff, and what I really love about the look of Alpha here is he has the classic look of Kamen Rider Amazon from 1974, but it's just updated and modernized. And the metallic paints and the details and everything in this figure are just outstanding. Now, this figure is a little, it's a few years old. I think this figure came out in 2016 or 2017. This is like the deluxe, like, special edition one. It comes with like some more effect parts and everything like that. There was an original release of this guy that was just the standard figure, but my family opted to get me the, like, you know, complete edition that comes with like some effect parts and everything like that. So really happy to get this guy, really happy to add him to the collection. Again, I do like Kamen Rider Amazon from 1974. I do want to get that SH Figuarts at some point as well, but that guy is really pricey. So I'm going to have to be patient with that until I find one that's going to dip in my price range. But this guy is a nice stand-in. Again, he looks like the classic Kamen Rider Amazon. The colors are a little different, and he's just, you know, he's modernized. He's made to look, you know, for the 2016s, because that's when the show came out. And he has green eyes. That's really awesome. Just so much to love about this figure. It just looks great. So, to get right into this review, here's the box. A pretty standard box. Nothing really fancy. Just plain cardboard. Open your Amazons. I like how it says that on the front of the box. It's kind of nice. But then you have Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha from the show Kamen Rider Amazons with an S at the end. Spine, bottom, legal jargon, all that mumbo jumbo. And the back, you have some promotional shots and everything of the figure, stuff that he comes with. He comes with like a slashing effect. He comes with some flame effects. He's posed up here with Kamen Rider Omega, or Kamen Rider Amazon Omega, because every Kamen Rider in this show is an Amazon, but they all have different titles. So you have Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha, Kamen Rider Amazon Omega, Kamen Rider Amazon Neo, and then I think there's a few others. But I really hope that this show becomes available to watch, because I'd love to see it. There are some Japanese Blu-rays and stuff out there, and I think they did a movie on this one too, that you can find online. They're a little pricey, but again, it's like they'll play on players over here, but you have no subtitles. So it's like I could pick those up, but I'm really not going to have too much of a context of what's going on. But I'm almost half tempted just to pick those up, because this show just looks awesome. The music is great. And again, just from what I've seen and heard online, you know, short clips and everything, I'd be really into this show. But we're about 6 minutes in. Let's get the box out of the way. Let's talk about the figure himself. Here is Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha. Just let him continue to spin here for a little bit. That way you guys get a nice front and center view. This guy is, again, absolutely amazing. Again, even though he's a little older of an SH Figuarts, even the older SH Figuarts Kamen Rider figures, because I even have Zeto. I have the original SH Figuarts Zeto. Like, granted, they use some of the older joint systems, and, you know, they've adapted and grown in quality with having, like, better joint systems for their figures and stuff like that, especially with the Shinko Kyoku line. But man, this is still an awesome figure. Like, even with the older, again, I don't know what it is. I don't know if Tamashii Nations just really cares about the Kamen Rider product and don't care about the Toho stuff, or, you know, whatever. But it's, again, I've rarely ran into any cons with these figures that I've gotten. Like, every one has been a banger. It's been a great time to dive into Kamen Rider as a collector, and just, you know, finding out all this stuff, because it's like, again, the Godzilla stuff, it's kind of stale right now. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on. The X plus 25 centimeter Godzilla Jr. from Godzilla vs. Destroyer was announced. I'll probably pick that up, because that'd be cool to have that. But again, that doesn't even come out till June next year. That's if it does ship on time. And it's like, you know, I've been having fun, you know, collecting Kamen Rider stuff, because that's just where everything's at right now for me. It's just like everything else is either stale, there's not a lot going on, and it's like, you know, as a collector, you know, Kamen Rider, guys, again, don't knock it till you try it. It's actually a really fun series to get into. So, without further ado, let's just dive right into this figure. Again, he looks great. He looks amazing. He looks beautiful. The paint applications on this guy are so clean, and again, it just begs to ask the question, where is this same quality across all their other departments? I mean, the metallic paint on this guy, you got nice reds, greens, silvers, black. Even the black is a nice, shiny, glossy black. I mean, he just looks absolutely amazing. I'll let him spin around one more time just so you get that final 360 view. But I mean, again, the details, the paint, everything just looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, perfect stop right there. Let's move the turntable off to the side, and let's check out Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha here. Give you guys a closer look. I mean, again, guys, straighten out his arms and everything. I mean, just look at the line work with the green. Those green, like, scratches and scrapes and stuff pattern in the suit. Granted, I will say, well, I'll wait till I get to detail on that. But I mean, again, just look at the silver. I mean, the way that it just fades into the red. It's clean. There's no bit of slop whatsoever. I mean, just look at all that line work. And again, the metallic paint just looks so nice and shiny. And even handling this guy, he's not much of a fingerprint magnet. I was kind of afraid maybe with all the metallic paint, he'd kind of get gummed up. But really, my fingerprints and everything don't really stick to him. So it's like, that's a good thing. But I mean, look at all that color. The green translucent eyes. Again, that silver, all the green. I mean, look at that, you guys. So clean. That's a seam line right there, but still. Absolutely beautiful paint application on this guy. Black, nice, glossy black, shiny and solid. I mean, this guy just looks so good. Even on his belt driver. Really, really just awesome paint applications all the way around. His little translucent, like yellow-orange, like little horn dot up there. And then that has some silver on it going down. I mean, you can't not admit that this is a beautiful figure, you guys. I can't tell you how happy I am to add this to my Kamen Rider collection. Because again, I'm really selective on my Kamen Riders. I don't like them all. But I do like a select number. Detail. Enough about paint. You guys can see the paint. Detail. Absolutely amazing. The scratches and claw marks, like up on the shoulder pads and his chest, even the helmet, if you guys can tell, that's not, it's painted in, but guys, those are grooved. Those are etched into the sculpt. You know, you can feel the dip down in the mold. Those are etched in and painted in. Come on, Tamashii. This is amazing. Now, I wish that they kept that indentation detail all the way down on the legs, because once you get down further on the figure, like on the biceps and stuff like that, it was just painted on. But man, if they kept that etching detail from the helmet to the shoulders to the chest, even on the back here. Now, these are not painted in, but those are supposed to be like that. And then you have all these grooves, the fin on the back. Again, all the mechanical detail in the belt driver. His fins on his forearms, kind of like Batman. Again, just looking at those eyes. Those eyes are amazing. Again, the little added translucent piece here, the horns, and just the way that the helmet is sculpted. Kamen Rider Amazon probably has one of my favorite like faces and overall look for a Kamen Rider. You know, he's very animalistic. He doesn't look like your traditional like grasshopper bug. He's like an amphibian lizard, you know, savage thing. But again, I really wish that they kept that indentation, that etching detail all the way throughout the figure. But regardless, that paintwork is beautiful. All the spikes and everything down on his boots, the fins on the back, his feet. Again, the scale, the scale work. All of that is etched in, and it even goes into, like, you know, his thigh area here. This is just such a beautiful figure. Again, you have that scale detail going down the back to his butt. Again, just all of that detail right there. I mean, this figure is... it's near flawless. Articulation. Of course, head, you can't really look up too far because, again, his helmet's really big and awkward, but that's about as far up as he can look. You can get him to look further up if you want to tilt the torso back, but you can move that neck joint a little bit, but you're not going to get much range of movement because, again, just the way the helmet's shaped and everything like that really limits it. But you still get some good tilt action. You can look left, you can look right, you can look down decently enough. I thought there was a joint for the jaw, but the jaw is just kind of in place, so that doesn't really open or close, not even a little bit, but that's okay. I don't think it's really meant to. Shoulders, you can rotate forward, backward, all the way around. His shoulder pads and his arms, you can extend outwards a little bit just to get a little bit more range of motion. Bicep swivel in there, really, really nice. Very nice elbows. Again, limited because of his like forearm armor a little bit, but you still get a really nice bend out of the elbows. Wrists are on a hinge and a ball joint, so you can rotate and, you know, bend how you feel all the way around. But it's nice, you know, that they added that little pull out for the shoulder pads and everything like that. That way you can get some more range of motion. Torso. He has a very nice ab crunch. You can get him to crunch really, really nicely forward. You can get him to bend really, really nicely backward, like he's doing the Matrix, you know. You can, of course, turn left and right. He also does have that waist joint in there too, so you can turn all those segments however you see fit. They are a little limited because of the belt driver. You can only get about maybe that far out of it, but that's pretty good. The belt driver itself is like a loose piece, so not really a piece of articulation, but, you know, you can wiggle it around. His legs, you can kick forward very nicely. You can kick backward ever so much before it gets into the butt flap there. But you can pull those down. Again, you have that older joint system to get a little bit more of a side kick range out of it. But then you can lock those back up into the leg. Knees, very nicely done, but again, limited because of the fins on the back of his shins. So you can't get a crazy knee bend out of it, but it bends enough. No boot cut. No boot cut on this guy. And then there's something I was going to mention when we get to accessories. That just kind of fell out. One of my only cons with the figure. But we'll get to that in a minute. But really nice knee joints. No boot cut, like I said, but you do get that thigh swivel up here. So you do get help with that rotation right there with the thigh swivel. And then his ankles, again, limited by the way his shin armor is with the fins and everything like that. But you can't really get a nice bend down, but that's as far down as it'll go. And then you can get it to, you know, kind of move up. He does have decent ankle pivots, though. He does have really decent ankle pivots. And then you get some toe articulation, as you see. So good range of articulation for this guy all the way around. Now moving on to like accessories and other things. Again, we'll just start with the figure himself here. So his belt driver. In Kamen Rider Amazon, he can take these little things out and, you know, he can, you know, use them to swing off of trees. At least that's in the original Kamen Rider Amazon and stuff like that. It comes like with like a rope zip line thing, basically. Now for Kamen Rider Amazons, I've seen these guys pull these out in the clips I've seen, and they've turned into swords, they've turned into spears, whatever. But it's only the one side that comes out on the belt driver. This one is stationary and molded to the, you know, it's one piece. But this one does pop in and out. But my only issue is that it seems to come out fairly easy. And if you accidentally knock that out and you're not paying attention, this is very tiny, you guys. It's very, very tiny. That has the potential to get lost. Which then in the end, if you do lose that piece, his belt driver is going to go looking from awesome and complete to then it's just going to be one-sided and it's going to look weird. So if you do pick up this figure, or if you have this figure, or, you know, just be careful with that. Be mindful, you know. You don't want to lose any pieces. Of course, he comes with a bunch of different hands. We'll get the hands out of the way, and the hands are molded and painted. Let's just stick him all the way back there like he's being held at gunpoint. So it comes with a couple pairs of fists, and again, the fists have like the nice little spikes coming off of them. But again, very nicely sculpted. He comes with 2 pairs of like open, aggressive type hands. He comes with 2 pairs of hands that, again, you can use to hold the little piece of his belt driver, like gripping hands. And then he comes with 2 other differently sculpted type of gripping hands. So just to show you the differences between the two. One is like, now if my camera will focus, one is like a laxed type of gripping hand, like kind of at an angle, and this one's just more like uniform and secure. So that way you see the differences. Why they have both, I don't know. I think they could have just settled for one or the other, but hey, hands are hands. Extra hands are good. He comes with a very cool translucent slashing type effect, and then that plugs onto either of his forearms very, very nicely, and sits on there really good, so you can get him, you know, slashing his enemies, cutting them up, you know, and it looks really, really nice. And you can put that on either forearm. Either forearm works. So that's really cool. And then lastly, he comes with like these flame effect pieces. Translucent red and little like frosty clear. But really, really cool. These just loop around like his arms. Like, so here, for example, you can like loop them around his wrist. Now, the only thing I want to say I don't like about these effect parts, and you can like move them around and position them how you want, but they really grip his like wrists, and then of course down on his ankles, because then he has 2 others. So basically you could put 2 on his hands and then 2 on his feet and position them how you want. And they, you know, they have these molded sections to where you wrap them around, but these are, even though they're a little pliable, these are still kind of hard plastic in a way. And the only thing that I worry about if you use those a lot is rubbing paint, which sucks because this guy is so beautiful with the paint. So I haven't used them all that much because I'm kind of worried I don't want to accidentally rub or scratch something, because this guy is so nice. Get him to stand here. He's pretty solid too. He doesn't really take a lot to get him to be stationary. It's just if I can get him to balance correctly. There we go. So he stands pretty good on his own. You know, again, if you add like the flame effects or even the slash effect, that's going to throw off balance in certain places because it's going to add weight. But overall, this is a really solid figure, you guys. Again, paint 10 out of 10, articulation 10 out of 10, detail 10 out of 10. I mean, again, just some minor things. Really just the little piece with the belt driver is my only con with this guy. But everything else is pretty awesome. And then again, you know, maybe be worried about paint rub with the flame effects. But outside of that, solid Kamen Rider figure. Again, really happy to add this to the collection. Thank you to my family for getting me this guy for Christmas. I couldn't be happier. Hopefully I'm able to add the classic Kamen Rider Amazon from 1974 to the collection, because that would be a good comparison between the two. As you guys know, I don't really do comparisons with the Kamen Rider figures. It's SH Figuarts, you guys. He's in the standard 6-inch range. You know, he's going to fit in with Ultraman, other Kamen Riders. He'll fit in with your Dragon Ball Z figures, other anime figures that are from the SH Figuarts Tamashii Nations line. So he'll fit in with all that stuff. Or if you want to have, you know, giant-sized Kamen Rider go up against your SH Monster Arts, he'll fit in scale with those two. I mean, you know, he looks good all the way around. So without further ado, you guys, that about does it for today's figure review. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Hope you enjoyed my review on the SH Figuart, Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha from the show Kamen Rider Amazons. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Instagram and Facebook. And without further ado, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.